Hi reception, welcome to another story. So this one is going to help you with your philosopher activity, and it's called Somebody Swallowed Stanley. Who do you think Stanley might be in my story? Do you think he might be one of these underwater creatures? Oh, you think he might be the bag? Should we have a look? Let's see who swallowed Stanley and see if we can work it out. Stanley swept into the sea with a splash and a splish. Perhaps he's one of us, thought the other jellyfish. But his stripes were too straight and his tentacles too few. He just floated in the sea, not sure what to do. You see, Stanley was no ordinary jellyfish. Do you think Stanley was a jellyfish? Doesn't look like one, does he? Then something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley. But who could it be? Her tongue was as rough as barnacles, her mouth vast as a cave. As she hummed her low song, Stanley tried to be brave. Who do you think this is? Yeah, you're right. So who had swallowed Stanley? The creature stopped singing as Stanley slid down her slimy throat. She coughed and spluttered, and then whoosh! With a rush and a rumble, steam burst from her spout. A whale had swallowed Stanley, but now he was out. Stanley dropped with a splash back into the sea, where he bobbed along gently, calm and carefree. Until something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley. Who's it this time? But who could it be? With a sharp yellow beak and a small beady eye, the creature flapped his wings and rose up to the sky. But who had swallowed Stanley? He pecked, then he snapped, then he nipped, but Stanley wouldn't go down. More creatures flew over, first 2 and then 3. In all the flapping and squawking, they let Stanley be. A seagull had swallowed Stanley, but now he was free. Poor old Stanley was ripped up, scruffy and torn. He sank and he sank and he sank down some more. But something terrible happened before he reached the sea floor. Somebody swallowed Stanley again, but who could it be? Her paddle-shaped flippers skimmed the seabed. She had a beautiful shell and a small wrinkly head. So who had swallowed Stanley? She gasped, and she spluttered, then started to choke too. But Stanley was stuck with much he could do. A turtle had swallowed Stanley. The creature was scared and swam quickly to shore. With Stanley stuck in her throat, she couldn't breathe anymore. The turtle closed her eyes and lay down on the sand, but Stanley heard footsteps. Help was at hand. A kind boy on the beach came and tugged Stanley free, but then Stanley heard, "Plastic bags don't belong in the ocean blue. Creatures think you're jellyfish and they swallow you." Now with rope and a branch, he'd made something new. A kite! Flying high in the air, Stanley soared to and fro, safe from the sea and all the creatures below. Now Stanley is safe and nobody else is going to be swallowing Stanley, are they? The boy has turned him into a kite. He's recycled him, hasn't he, into something else. So you've got a little activity to follow this. Your activity this week is based around what just happened in the story. So because somebody had left Stanley just lying around. Stanley had blown into the ocean. And we saw in our story, didn't we, that not only the animals and the creatures that live in the sea were affected, but also we saw that the birds got caught up in the bag, and the birds managed to take it and might also have hurt themselves. So we really don't want people to be dropping rubbish all around. So we're going to try today to see if you can design a poster that reminds people to put their rubbish, so whether it be a carrier bag, it could be a crisp packet, might be a chocolate wrapper, whatever it is, we don't want people to just end up throwing them on the floor because they're going to hurt all these lovely creatures that live in our oceans. So I'm wondering if you can create a poster. It doesn't matter how big, small, doesn't matter if it's full of pictures or if it's got words and slogans and rhymes on it, completely up to you. You might even want to make a song to help people to remember to put their rubbish into the bin to stop hurting our lovely oceans so that we can carry on seeing all these lovely things. Like, they look like magical things, don't they, behind me that are going on? So we would like to try and save our planet as best we can. And last week you were turning off your lights. This week, if you can just stop 1 or 2 people from throwing some rubbish away, then that would be really helpful. Maybe your grown-ups could take a picture of what you create and put it out on social media, because just one person seeing your picture might just mean that they'll think again before dropping some of their rubbish. We look forward to seeing you at reception. We'll see you soon. Bye.